Yum, at coast.
Yum.
Okay. I want to know what your favorite fetish is. Doesn't have to be one you like partake in, you know? Like what?
Like, objectively, or...
I've never really thought about my favorite.
I would say my favorite is feet fetish.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
Because
We're all gonna say pee.
feet.
Yeah.
No, I said feet.
Feet.
Oh, feet. Oh, for me it's pee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you were saying your favorite. I wasn't thinking of like my own personal, like, I have fetishes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like if I'm thinking of it that way, I would probably say pee, like
Mhm.
pee fetish,
Very cool.
because that's just probably my favorite. I don't know, honestly.
Yeah.
But like I guess in terms of like, I was thinking along the lines of like having clients and stuff. Like I'm like, for some reason that was the first thing that comes to my head. Where I'm like, my favorite thing for that is feet, because like
Oh,
foot fetish subs are
Uh-huh.
the sweetest babies.
totally.
They're always, or not always, they're often so sweet.
See, I like making feet videos, but like I'm not gonna suck on Connor's toes. You know what I mean? I'm just like not into
I've
that.
never even made a video. I've never even sucked on another person's toes.
I've totally sucked
I've had
all over
my
Kyle's toes for
sucked on a
videos.
lot.
Mhm,
Yeah.
I have not.
So, does anyone know what Urophilia is? It is the fetish for hands.
You know, I actually know a few people who have that
Oh.
fetish.
Tell me about
Like
I really love hands on
multiple
feet.
cam models that I know actually, which is really random. But,
Yeah.
multiple cam models that I know have said or have told me or like said somewhere online or something that they have the hand fetish.
it. Ooh.
I'm like, I'm trying to think, and like specific names aren't coming to mind, but I know I've seen that multiple times.
Like, what if you had a partner that had queerophobia, that had philia, that had the hand fetish? Like, how would you?
Oh, I would like.
I would love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm like, that seems
utilize
like
that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you had like a hand or feet fetish, like it's just a good excuse to like go get pedicure, like you know, like
Yeah.
the butt up and like hand massage and stuff. Like I don't think that would be weird at all.
I
Like my
had a,
partner has a foot fetish, and they always massage my feet. That's the
Mhm.
reason, like, please massage my feet.
Mm.
What were you gonna say?
I had just run into a person where I was just hanging out at someone's house, and this guy came over and like seemed nice enough, and then I was like playing with my feet because I was dancing a lot at the time, so I just kind of like do the like feeling through my feet,
Yeah.
and he saw that immediately, like came sat down in front of me. He's like, "Can I give you a foot rub?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah.
That's
Go for
right.
it.
Mhm.
Nice.
So, and then of course we talked about Urophilia, which is, you know, the pee fetish.
Mm-hmm.
And so how have you ever done that outside of clip making? So outside of making clips with these fetishes, like what's your experience with them? Like, cause I've never peed on someone unless you're talking about like in the shower, like, haha, I got your toes. Like,
Isn't that
you know, yeah. Like stuff like that. But like I've never done it as
You like
a
go in
fetish.
for a
myself.
hug, and then you're like, oh.
This is so warm. Like, I've never encountered these fetishes like in relationships or anything.
I've been peed on a few times sexually. I would like to do it a lot more.
Me
What do you
too.
like about it?
It's hard to explain. Like, so like it goes as far as like intensive submissive, like borderline degradation type stuff. Like, I don't need to get into the dirty talk specifics, but
Yeah.
that part of it definitely interests me, like the toilet, you know, stuff. But I'm also like in no way interested in like picking
Like the
scat
stat,
type
yeah.
stuff. So, but it's also like a bodily fluid. It's like warm and it's like harmless and like fun and like
Yeah.
and like
funny.
safe and
Uh-huh.
funny and like I don't know. I just
That's
like it.
literally
love
how I
pee.
feel about it,
Like I
too.
love pee.
Like I don't I'm not grossed out by it. I just don't partake in it. Like it's
Yeah.
just, but it's like it seems like it's more common than you think.
My most fun experience was when I got my clear raincoat, and the first thing that I did was I was like asked my partner to pee on me, and I like put the raincoat on naked. Put the raincoat on. I did not record this.
Okay, yeah.
This recording doesn't exist and it should. But and I like put the raincoat on and then squatted into the bathtub or into the bathtub, and they just like peed all
Oh
over
my
me.
god, that's amazing.
It was really fun. And then I never cleaned the raincoat because I'm a nasty.
Right. So another like fetish that I have actually friends who do this one, but I haven't done it either. Is cuckolding. So the idea that like, you know, like your partner is having sex with someone else while you're watching and observing, or you're hearing about it like later when they come home or whatever. Like I have not done that. I almost was with a couple that did that. Have any of you had any experience in cuckolding?
Me and my partner are super into that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Sometimes my partner will be jacking off next to me, right? And like I don't feel like having sex, so I just dirty talk in their ear about that.
About cuckolding?
They're like jacking off and like I'm you know, like with someone else, like and they can see. And,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm like, I want to know everything about your content.
Right? I'll be like, well,
Like, what's
that's
up,
not
guys?
very nice.
Yeah, no, I've never engaged in that. I've had like.
I'm like all red now. It's like hot in here.
Yeah.
I've had like once when I was younger, I like had sex with a partner while friends were there, and then like they did things too and stuff. Well, I mean, I did that. I guess that generalized scenario many times. But this one specific time was like very intentional. The intention was for this to be like a group thing.
Yeah.
And together and stuff. And so that was kind of that way, like borderline. But other than that, no. Yeah, never engaged with it.
What about you, honey?
I love the idea though.
It's a super big turn on for me. I really want to watch like a male partner of mine get fucked by another guy.
Yeah.
That's like a huge fantasy of mine, for
Mhm.
sure.
I like
But is it like a cuckold thing or is it just like a gay sex thing?
I mean, they could be my partner, so that's technically.
But the
What?
cuckolding thing is specifically for you to feel like jealous. It's like a jealousy-based
Absolutely
fetish.
no way I would intentionally make myself feel jealous.
Yeah.
No.
For sure.
So there's also like Maiesiophilia, which is like pregnant women fetish, which is, you know, just as searched as foot fetish.
Hot as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's I've read that it's because, you know, essentially at our core we do have an animalistic breeding need,
I feel like
and to see
pregnant
it,
people are like the most
yeah,
beautiful.
it's like taboo and it's fertile, like showing the person's fertile. It's also taboo in the sense that they're like claimed,
Mm-hmm.
and like the idea that like they're untouchable and like fantasizing over that and stuff.
Although there are multiple cultures that believe that the fetus is grown stronger by receiving different variances of semen. And so the
Ooh.
more people that they have sex with, the better. The
Oh.
more semen they receive during pregnancy, the better. Or
Okay.
varying.
See, that's kind of cool. And then, what about, have you known anyone that's ever had Objectum Sexuality, like a fetish with an object?
I feel like I've encountered that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
But it was always, or at least I feel like it was always based off of like another big group fetish.
Yeah.
Like people have fetishes for shoes because they have feet fetishes.
Yeah.
Or like people have fetishes for like toilets because they have like
Bathroom fetish. Yeah.
whatever. Like trying to think. There's like specific one that's just based on the object, but I know lots of people have kind of fetishes, object-based fetishes based on other things.
Yeah. What would you do if you had a partner who was like really into a lamp or something for whatever reason?
Like,
Like,
I feel like, what can I do with this lamp? Like,
Right, yeah. What can I do for you with
Maybe
this
get
lamp?
a dildo, lamp-shaped dildo somewhere, something.
There
you know.
you go.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Dress it
Well, like,
up.
cause it made me think of the mermaid dildo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cause that's like, you know.
Yeah. They have
not
all
a
the
bit.
fantasy kind of funky, yeah. And then like I feel like I have this fetish. No, not really. Somnophilia, sleep, like a sleep
Oh, yeah.
sleep bed.
Maybe you do, dude.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. I think you do.
I feel like I fucking like a little bit. Like I love the idea of being played with while I sleep, woken up with by play.
I do too.
Yeah, I think that's really fun. It's not invasive to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like having that conversation of obviously it has to be a conversation, otherwise like that's an issue. But like I've definitely told my partners and none of them have been with it.
Oh, really?
None. I've not ever found someone who's like, yeah, I feel 100% comfortable about that. Like Kyle will still like years in will be like, I kind of wanted to, but like I didn't want to like freak you out or anything. I'm like, I told you to do it like a bunch of times, you know? Like
That's so funny.
yeah.
I like that a lot some ways, like, I feel like it's like, I don't know, it's all really like particular. Like, I love, like, especially, how do I say this? Like, I love like waking up, like you're both conscious.
Yeah.
You're like barely conscious.
The
You're
lazy
like,
hand, like lazy ass
and then
to
you're like
like.
cuddling, and then you're like,
Yep. You just like stick your ass out a little bit, like.
like,
Yeah.
like I love that. So I love like sleepy, and, like sleepy energy and stuff. But like in terms of like unconscious, like.
Do you ever do it as like a
I'm like, man. But I do have like I have had many times in my life like ongoing consent for like if that person wants to like masturbate while I'm in the bed with them sleeping. Where I'm like, oh yeah, you're good. Like do whatever you feel like you need to do. And if I wake up, I'll be like, oh cool, and I go back to sleep. You know, whatever. Like.
I do that too, but me and Connor obviously we go as far as like so this is like last night like I'm like going on this trip today, so I'm like not wanting to have sex. I'm like, you walk out the door and you come in and let's pretend like I'm sleeping. And then you come in and then you just like touch me all over the place and then just like jack off and then come all over me. Yeah, I'm just like pretend that I'm just laying there trying to sleep, you know, and I'm fine. Like I can totally go to sleep like while they're doing that. So I'm like, you just make it a fantasy. I'm like, do your thing. And so
that like consensual home invasion thing is definitely a big fantasy of mine. I like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, except I feel like Cal would be like, I'm not breaking into our home.
Well, for me, it's almost like that's as far as I go for like the sleep thing because I don't necessarily want to be penetrated while I'm sleeping. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
totally.
we make it into like kind of a fantasy thing.
Yeah.
It's like a role play, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
Do any of you feel like you have like a prominent fetish? Like I feel like sleep is probably as close to mine, or the idea of the out of control consensual situations to me like are fun, like in the sense of like the sleep one is fun for me. I really like doing like the idea of role playing to me is fun, but I'm not talking about in that genre. I mean more like go to a bar and pick me up, like that shit, and then let's go fuck in an alley, kind of like that dirty, like that's like always something that like is in my head that I think would be really fun is like a role playing kind of fetish thing, but it's just not something I've super like embarked on. But have you guys like kind of done anything in particular or anything that you wish you could do?
Like,
yeah,
definitely, you know, the pee fetish and feet fetish things. Those are things I engage in pretty regularly in my life.
Yeah.
To some degree. But, like, I haven't really done any significant role play. Like, one of my best friends does a bunch of that kind of stuff with their partner, and, like, I'm like, oh, I'm jealous a little. So I'm like, that sounds so fun. And I'm like, I should be able to do that kind of thing. I'm supposed to do this kind of things for videos and clips and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's something I like want to get better at so that I can do that and like engage in like really elaborate role play type stuff and fetish type stuff because that would be awesome. It would be fun.
Yes.
And I feel like it would help me a lot also because my libido waxes and wanes so hard.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if we can switch things up and role play, that would help so much.
Something extra. Is there a fetish that is always a no-go to you? Like for me, it's like scat. I don't like blood play.
Oh yeah.
Because it makes me feel very faint.
Same on both of those.
Yeah, it has nothing like the aspect of blood play or like period play or anything. It's literally just because blood makes me dizzy. So I don't. That's a hard no for me. Puke and saliva play is like a hard no for me.
I like spit.
I love spit and
Severe
saliva,
pain.
but I do not like puke.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot of people I know love puke.
And
And they just like puke on my dick or like I'll puke all over your dick. And I'm just like, no.
You're like, don't
No,
do
thank you.
that. Yeah.
That was so much fun. I'm good.
You're like, I'm going to know. So I think like those harder, like basically anything that you wouldn't organically find like on a porn site, I guess. Like in the sense of like the like generic like porn that you like pay for or you like watch or whatever like would normally not allow the things that I don't enjoy anyway. Like that's kind of like it's like I'm always like whatever you're not
I
allowed
think
to
that's
like
like
have.
hard to feel like there's a bunch of people who are into that, but it's like
I do like blood play.
Yeah.
I do like knives and needles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit more taboo for sure.
So see, I can get down with some knives and stuff, but when I think blood, I just automatically think period blood because I'm someone who bleeds and has to deal with that like all the time when like having sex and things like that, and so I'm just like not into it in that sense.
I like it in that way.
Oh, yeah,
I love
so-
getting fucked while I'm on my period because for me it helps so much because I have such severe pain, and so like I can still have pleasure while I'm
Yeah.
eating. I can't always climax, but like, it feels nice.
What do you guys think about the degrading fetishes, like humiliation-based, small penis humiliating? I guess cuckolding to some degree can fall under that category, depending on the severity and like limitations or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you guys feel about like I would have a very hard time insulting Kyle. Like even if he like said it was his fetish, I'd be like I'd have like a really hard time doing that. But I know a lot of people like really love that.
I'm bad at I'm not interested in engaging in degradation personally. Like for myself, I do how it says. I engage with in a lot of ways that like other people would perceive as degradation, but
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Because degradation is totally subjective, super subjective.
Yeah.
So like something that would be degrading to one person would not necessarily be degrading to me. So I'm like, yeah, I love that, and it doesn't feel degrading at all, and I don't love it because I'm being degraded. I love it for these other reasons. Like,
Yeah.
So I don't love it like anything that makes me feel degraded personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No,
But that's a pretty far line.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot that would make me feel
Yeah,
degraded.
same here. Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and like engaging with other people, like if they really love being degraded or if I'm being paid, I can do it to a point, but it's like past that point, I'm like, I can't do this.
Right. You're like this is
Yeah.
not.
And
Yeah.
like, with a partner, I feel like it would be extra hard. So I'm like, oh, but I love you so much, I don't want you to think mean things to yourself.
Right. Yeah. You're like I don't want you to feel this way.
But
just
I
in case
talk
it's
shit
bad.
and I talk dirty with my partners and stuff, you know, obviously.
Me too.
So.
But I feel like there's a line though.
Yeah.
Like even though we do like engage in these things, and like, cause at first I was thinking, I'm like, I like to be degraded,
Yeah.
you know, but it is just like a subjective line,
Yeah.
and there is, I feel like, a line that is
Because you're
drawn
like, I
for
like
everyone.
to be dominated and have my boundaries pushed in healthy ways. And, you know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? Like, but that's not degradation for you. You know what
Uh-huh.
I mean? Like,
I do like play, like
Me
in
too.
the sense, like
I
I love
do-
it when Kyle's like he's
Yeah.
like you're mine. Like, when I'm just like
Yeah.
like that sort of shit. I love that like
Me too.
that like you know like your body is mine. Your like that possession in the moment thing. Fucking love that. I love it, and it's something that if it's not in the moment, I get defensive over it. It has to be in the right like there has to be that setup for you to say those things to me or for us to like embark on that like you know what could very well be like essentially a
yeah, because you're like, this is genuinely a role play,
right.
and like IRL, you don't own me.
Right,
My body
exactly.
is always mine, and
Exactly.
I have to just know that you know that and remind myself. that.
Exactly. 'Cause and then I have to also remind myself too that I guess that's a kink, not a fetish. Like
It
the
is. That is a
differences
kink.
between a kink and a fetish. Like a fetish is something like you cannot control the like need to
Mhm.
like love that thing, and it comes from like whatever. And then like a kink is just like the many little things you love along the way that you could go with or without that are fun to throw in that you don't feel like a like impulse to feed essentially. Like it's I always have to remind myself that when I'm like I have a kink or a fetish for this. I'm like no you don't. Yeah.
Just it's really hot.
Yeah.
You just think it's super hot. Exactly. Yeah. So I guess those are a lot of like fun fetishes. There's so many out there.
There's so many.
So
Like,
many.
infinite.
Yeah.
Literally anything. is a
Infinite
fetish.
fetishes and kinks.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so many. It's fun learning about them though. I like it.
What is it, like Rule 49 or something?
God, so I'm sure that's expanded now. Yeah.
The internet thing.
God. Do do do.